Hello everyone, welcome to Chinese Grammar Simplified. After our last video about even, my friend Adam introduced me to his best friend Ellie. Unlike Adam, Ellie is not that passionate about food and cooking. Her family is always on the go and she never has had the chance to learn to cook. When Ellie wanted to tell Adam and their Chinese friends, "I don't even know how to cook one Chinese dish," she realized that she needed some help with this expression. To help Ellie, in the next 5 minutes, we're going to look at how to express not even one in Chinese. Let's start. In the last video, we introduced the most common ways to express even in Chinese. To express not even one, the easiest maneuver is to add "e" plus measure word right before the noun to be emphasized, and the Chinese word not, 不 or 没, right before the verb. As explained in my 5 basic Chinese tenses video, if we're talking about a past action, we will use 没 or 没有 to express not. If we're talking about a present or future action, we will use 不 to express not before the verb. And just like the standard 连都 pattern discussed in the last video, there are 2 variations, depending on whether we're trying to emphasize the subject or the object of the sentences. If Ellie wants to say something like, "My family is too busy. Not even one person knows how to cook." As the emphasis falls on the subject one person, we will adapt variation 1 and translate it as 连一个人都不会做饭. And if Ellie wants to say, "I don't even know how to cook one dish," then the emphasis falls on the object, one dish, and we will adapt variation 2 and translate it as 我连一个菜都不会做. To make the sentence even more concise, in the not even one pattern, 连 can actually be omitted as long as everything else is in place. So the sentences here can be just 一个人都不会做饭 or 我一个菜都不会做. That looks easy enough, but sometimes why can't I find the noun to be emphasized when my Chinese friends use the not even one pattern? They seem to just skip the noun entirely for some reason. Ah, yes. Good question. Here's why. First of all, when we use the phrase not even one in a sentence, it is important to notice that the noun to be emphasized is usually a collective noun, which is referring to a group of things or people, as we see in examples above. Now, sometimes extra descriptions are added before such nouns, and as the sentence runs longer, that makes it slightly more difficult for people to follow the meaning. For example, if Ellie wants to say, "Not even one person in my family can cook," and "I don't know how to make even one delicious Chinese dish," the phrases "person in my family" and "delicious Chinese dish" are slightly longer than the single character nouns we saw earlier. Even though it would be grammatically correct to translate the sentences following the patterns above as 连一个我家的人都不会做饭，连一个好吃的中国菜我都不会做, they can be slightly confusing to some people with shorter attention spans like me. So in those situations, we Chinese came up with a solution to make phrases appear shorter. We move the collective noun and all its descriptions all the way to the beginning of the sentence, and just leave the "e" plus measure word by itself as a substitute for the noun with the rest of the sentence. By doing this, we're able to break a sentence into 2 shorter phrases so it is easier for the listeners to follow. This maneuver is kind of similar to the English way of rephrasing these statements as, "Out of my family, not even one knows how to cook. Out of all the delicious Chinese dishes, I don't know how to make even one." So now the Chinese sentences can be changed to 我家的人连一个都不会做饭，好吃的中国菜我连一个都不会做. More interestingly, as long as the collective noun is mentioned previously in the conversation and people know that it is what you're talking about, we can just go right into the second half of the pattern. For example, if Ellie says, My family is too busy. Not even one of them knows how to cook. We can say in Chinese, 我家的人太忙了，一个都不会做饭。Let's practice. Can you figure out the meaning of the following two Chinese sentences? 1. 爸爸说日本菜很好吃，可是我一个都没吃过。2. 这些书我一本都不喜欢。Okay, I think the answers are: Dad said that Japanese food is delicious, but I haven't even had one dish before. Out of these books, I don't even like one. Or, I don't even like one of these books. Good job, Ellie. You got it. Thank you. Now I'm going to talk to my Chinese friends and learn to cook some Chinese food. As always, to help you practice, please take a look at the following English sentences and think about how you would say them in Chinese. You can find the answers on my website. If you have any questions about any Chinese grammar point that confuses you, please leave a comment below. For customized Chinese lessons, please reach me at TwinCitiesChineseTutor.us. Thank you for watching.